Hey, good afternoon. It's Kent Wallace with
Hey,
Mark David Heiser, and
good to
we're
see you again.
yeah, you as well,
Yeah.
with VisionWorks Consulting. And today we're talking about unforgettable thank you. We're talking about those thank yous that you'll never ever forget. And we're going to be discussing this a little bit and give
Yeah.
us a couple examples of things that happen in our life.
Yeah. There are many things that have happened to me that are forgettable, especially when you get to my age. It's like, okay, what I don't remember much, but if I remember something, it stood out for a reason. And Kent, why don't you start with a story I know that you have about an unforgettable thank you?
Yeah, I think that as we're talking about this month of generosity and appreciation, and really looking at January as being our gratitude season, um, what you're going for. Now, you're not always going to hit this. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
But you're going to this. This is kind of like the goal. Like, is that unforgettable thank you is when you appreciate somebody and they like it sinks all the way deep into their heart.
Yeah.
And this happened to me a number of years ago. I'm an avid golfer that maybe some of you might know. And I had the opportunity, I won in the lottery some tickets to go to the Masters. So I took my mom and my dad, and I took a really good buddy of mine, just one of my favorite golfing buddies, got a chance to take him with us. We needed 4 people to go. And so we went and had just a spectacular 3 or 4 days there and walked the grounds and saw the practice rounds and played some golf, not at the Masters, but in the area, and came home, and it was an unforgettable time. And we just had an amazing experience getting to walk on the hallowed grounds of Augusta National. Well, a couple of weeks later, I get a package in the mail, and it's a picture of all 18 holes that we were on, that my buddy Doug had taken those pictures and framed them and then gave them to me. And it was like one of the neatest. I hung it up in my office. I had it there. I mean, I just moved offices. I haven't had hung pictures again recently, but it's going back up again. And it was just unbelievable. It was like, it's personal. It was relevant. It was thoughtful. It took
and
time.
Timely.
It wasn't that it was big and expensive, but it was so meaningful to me.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop there. About a year later, in the mail on the anniversary day, I get a small thank you note reminding me of the Masters, and there's a pen. There was a Masters pen, just a pendant that you'd stick on your bag or whatever. And I was like, holy cow, a year later, you're still thanking me? It didn't stop there. Another year later goes by, and I get a Masters pen in my mailbox, and he has consistently like either sent me a text or sent me an email or done something around that date in April when the Masters is going on to remind me of how much that time meant to him. And I tell you, I mean, even right now, it makes me emotional.
Yeah.
To think how much he appreciated that small thing that I was able to do with him, for him, and us together as an experience. As watching, I was thanked in an unforgettable way. And like I said, that's like the goal. Okay, this is the Taj Mahal of thank you.
Yeah,
that's what we're going for.
It's ongoing.
Yeah, but the point of it is, it's constantly reminded me that I'm somebody that matters to him. And I just want you to think for a minute about your constituency. Do they matter to you?
Yeah.
Personally, do you have a relationship with them that says you matter? And are you actually showing them in a season of gratitude? Are you doing something that's memorable or unforgettable?
Yeah. No, that's great, Ken. And sometimes you might be of the size of organization that it's hard to have that personal connection with all your donors.
Yeah.
But here's one thing I want to caution y'all on, is not to say, oh, they haven't given in 3 years, so I'll stop thanking them. Just like your story said, it was an ongoing relationship. It doesn't matter how much they're giving back, but if they're still interested in your organization, if you still have contact with them, keep thanking them for that one-time gift.
Yeah.
and reminding them how important that was and how important they are. So don't just read your year end and go, okay, they didn't give this year. Okay, I'm going to I only have time for those that just gave this year.
Yeah, so such a great point. And I like also where you're going, where if you have a relationship with them, so think about all of your different constituents. So you think about your volunteers. If there's somebody that's working with your volunteers, have them thanking your volunteers and equip them to do so. Like print the stationery, print the postcards, give them the tools that they can write a personal note on your stationery or on your postcard. I mean, this is something that I like. Every organization I go, I print cards like this. They look just like this. And every organization I go to, I create these cards so that every one of my staff, every one of my board members can write a personal note and send it to somebody to say thank you. It's such a little thing, but it's an empowering thing that if I equip my staff and my team to say thank you, then they're way more likely to do it and create a culture of generosity and thank you and appreciation.
Well, culture is so much a part of it, isn't it? And I think that's a great, I've seen that experientially myself in working in an organization where when you can divide up those tasks of, okay, you know that whoever knows the people are the one thanking them, because it is so relational. That way it's not the central office doing everything, but it shares that and creates a culture of gratitude.
Right.
So that everyone in your organization is learning to say thank you.
Right.
To whomever they cross paths with.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking of we had talked about volunteers. I just maybe my most memorable thank you. I was volunteering to help a young organization with some staff training, and over the period of 2 weeks got to know some of the college students really well through that training. And before I left, one of the students wrote out kind of not a long note, but just a kind of scribbled on just a piece of paper. But on it, it said, "Mark, thank you for coming and investing the time that you spent with us. I not only learned, but it helped me to see ministry differently." And so they weren't just sincere, but they went into details. And thank you so much for caring about us. And all I did was regular stuff.
Right.
But what they did was share the impact that it had to them. And they felt it, they remembered it. And so much so that they needed to write a note to let me know. And so it wasn't that big of a gift, but I think just knowing who it's coming from, it's like that was huge for that.
Yeah. And I think the key to being an unforgettable thank you is to make sure that it's personally touches them in the way that they had touched the organization. So, we talk a lot about this on the giving side, but if you can communicate in the language of life changed, like your gift has made a difference to us because it's made a difference to them. So this is the translation of what you've done. You've given us a gift, but that translates into, as Matthew 6 would say, is treasures in heaven. And if you can translate that into that language of treasures in heaven, then that's what means thank you. That's the real cement that connects somebody to go, oh, which is what I'm going for. I mattered.
Yep.
My gift mattered. But more importantly, I mattered. I matter to you. Because at the end of the day, people stop giving when they no longer believe it matters, that they personally matter or their giving doesn't matter. That's when they stop giving. And so the key is to remind them of the significance of their giving. Make it unforgettable.
And just to add on to that, I think a key element is to shift our thinking that it's not donors and target constituents that we're trying to serve. you are in a position to serve your donors. That's half your mission. That's
Right.
half your ministry, is to encourage them in their walk and in their growth, just like those that you're seeking to serve in your mission statement. The same way, you have the same responsibility both directions.
So good.
You just speak it a little differently.
That's so well put. Well, Mark David Heiser, I'm Kent Wallace. We're with VisionWorks Consulting, and we'd love to serve you. So if there's any way we can help you, you can contact us through our website at www.visionworks.us, or give us a phone call, 269-686-7785. We're here for you.
Thanks for joining us today.